In every family, there are stories that never make it to the dinner table. Stories that remain in shadows, whispered only when no one else is listening. For Wednesday Addams, shadows are not just a backdrop, they are the stage of her life. As Season 2 Part 1 showed us, Wednesday is no longer just a curious, gothic teenager. She has stepped into a world where loyalty is fragile, enemies wear familiar faces, and even her own reflection seems to be hiding secrets. Today, let's take a journey together, a recap of what we've seen, an exploration of what might come, and a reflection on the truths these stories can teach us about our own lives. When we last left Nevermore Academy, the tension was high. Wednesday had grown closer to Enid, her werewolf roommate whose bright personality clashes with Wednesday's cold exterior. Yet despite their differences, their bond deepened, showing us that sometimes light and shadow are not enemies, but companions. Xavier, the tortured artist with visions, continued to circle around Wednesday's trust. Was he friend, was he foe? Their connection remained fragile, like a painting that could be ruined by one careless stroke. Then there was Tyler, the Hyde. His absence spoke louder than his presence. We saw little of him, but his shadow hung over every decision Wednesday made, reminding us that monsters rarely stay buried. And perhaps the most haunting twist of all, the Stalker. Those ominous messages, arriving when Wednesday least expected, told us that someone was always watching. Someone who knew her weaknesses. Someone who was waiting. But the real story of Part 1 wasn't just in the mystery. It was in Wednesday's struggle with herself. Can she truly trust others? Can she allow herself to be vulnerable? Or will she forever push away those who try to love her? Let us now walk into the realm of speculation. Some fans believe the Stalker is Xavier, not out of malice, but out of jealousy. His connection to Wednesday has always been tinged with tension, and perhaps his art is not only a reflection of visions but of obsessions. Others point to Bianca, the siren. She has the power to manipulate, to charm, to twist truth into illusion. Could she be pulling strings behind the scenes, her motives deeper than friendship or rivalry? But the most chilling theory connects back to Laurel Gates. The Gates family's thirst for vengeance may not be over. What if the Stalker is not one person, but a continuation of their legacy, a shadow of the past haunting Wednesday's present? And then comes the darkest idea, that Wednesday herself is her own stalker. Not physically, but through visions, dreams, and subconscious acts she doesn't remember. It would explain the eerie accuracy of the messages. Who knows Wednesday better than she knows herself? This theory reflects a timeless truth. The greatest battles are often not with others, but with our own hidden selves. Dark theories about Wednesday and her family. 8 minutes. The Addams family has always lived in shadow. But in Season 2 Part 2, their secrets may finally come into the light. One theory suggests that Gomez and Morticia know more about the Stalker than they admit. Their silence, their distance, could be more than parental caution, it could be complicity. Another theory revolves around Uncle Fester, whose eccentric knowledge of the strange and bizarre often hides sharp wisdom. Could he hold the key to understanding who is behind the threats? But perhaps the most unsettling theory involves Pugsley. Often overlooked, always in the background, could Wednesday's brother become a pawn, or worse, an enemy in disguise? Sometimes the ones we least suspect carry the heaviest burdens. And then there is Wednesday herself. Her greatest hurdle may not be any external villain, but the slow, creeping fear that she is destined to become the very monster she hunts. Just as Tyler's hide was born from hidden rage, could Wednesday's darkness create its own reflection? This is the heart of the show's mystery. Are we shaped by our family's shadows, or do we choose our own light? When we strip away the gothic atmosphere, the murders, the monsters, what are we left with? A young woman searching for truth in a world that thrives on lies. The Stalker represents more than a villain. It is the voice of doubt, the fear that someone is always judging, always waiting for you to fail. We all have such voices in our lives, critics, pressures, insecurities. The question is, do we let them control us, or do we walk forward anyway? And the Addams family's legacy teaches us something too. Our families give us history, but they do not define our destiny. Wednesday's challenge, and ours, is to honor where we came from, but not let it chain us to a path we did not choose. As Part 2 approaches, one thing is certain, Wednesday Addams will face not just external enemies, but the deepest shadows of her soul. And perhaps that is the real story, that our lives are less about defeating monsters and more about learning to live with them. If this journey through Wednesday's mysteries has given you something to think about, I invite you to step further into the dark with me. Like this video, share it with a friend who loves hidden theories, and subscribe to Theories in the Dark for more explorations into the secrets of your favorite stories. Because mysteries are always richer when explored together.